Good morning. It's 9:50 a.m. of October 4th. I'm standing opposite the town yard guest house where I stayed here in Ulaanbaatar. I'll be staying here a few more nights. It's a nice hostel, cozy, less people. Right now I am rushing to the Indian embassy. It opens at 10. It's just 10 minutes more, and there I have spoken to one person yesterday in Indian embassy and asked them if they can provide a translator that I can eventually take with me to the police station to file a complaint for my missing passport. And once I do that, after that only they are going to issue me either a document called emergency certificate, which will let me go back to India, or I will try to see if they can issue me a passport, because I think the cheap flights to India go via China, and I probably need a transit visa because the layovers are long, and I don't think it's possible to do that with that emergency certificate, so I probably need a passport for that. I'll figure out. I'll have an update later in the day as to what I'm getting. It's 2 o'clock right now. I am in one of the coffee shops here in Ulaanbaatar here. Well, yeah, it's pretty silent here, so I'm speaking softly. So I went to the embassy, and then they sent a person with me. His name is Henry. I think he works at the embassy and he's a local person, so he actually helped me with translation. Then he took me to a police station, and then we spent quite a bit of a time filing a report for the missing items. And yeah, I am supposed to get a paper, and which is I will be going back to collect it because there was somebody that needs to sign and the person was not there. So in the meantime, I just came to this coffee shop. Well, the coffee shop coffee is probably pretty average. I mean, I think getting the right coffee is not something which is a common phenomenon in Mongolia. So anyway, I will be going back to the police station, get the document, then go to the embassy, and the embassy is going to issue me an emergency certificate, but they won't issue that to me today because apparently the person who's supposed to issue it is on leave or not available, and then he will be coming to Monday. So well, I am definitely in Ulaanbaatar till Monday, but today I will also book my flight tickets to India. I also have to figure out what to do about the import document of my motorbike, which I think again has to wait till Monday, because tomorrow and day after maybe the offices will be closed here. That's the police station building where I had come to file the complaint, and this is the document that the police has actually issued for the lost passport. Apparently the document only talks about the passport. It does not talk about my motorbike documents, which is what was also written on the application. We'll see what when I go to the motorbike import office and see if I need to get a new import document. Couple of good things happened. There's the officer name is I think Ulzi Delgar, and he said he is also a motorbiker, and he offered his garage to park my motorbike over the winters. He doesn't speak English, so we kind of communicated a translator. Maybe I should go back and ask him about it does not mention about my motorbike documents, and because I think the import office or the customs of it would ask for it. I think I should do that. It's around 4:30 at the moment, and the building opposite me is the Customs General Administration building, where I had come to inquire about how to extend my temporary import. I met a lady. She could speak some English, and all she did was to give me a copy of the original permit well, they printed and just gave me. It doesn't have any signatures or anything. And she also explained that the import is actually valid for 6 months, and 6 months from my entry would be around March. I don't think I'll be back by March. And when I asked her how I can extend the import, she kept telling me that there is no way to extend the import. Actually, she was very clueless, and then whenever I ask her question, she call one of her superiors, and then well, at some point of time, I just gave up because she said maybe you go to transport department, or then later she came and said that well, if you keep your vehicle for more than 6 months, then you are punishable under law, because then it's an import and you have to pay tax. I asked her if I can talk to her superior directly, but well, she just I don't think she understood, or I don't know, at the end of the day, after a longish conversation, I just decided to give up. I guess not a lot, but I guess some people had left their vehicles behind in Mongolia for more than 6 months, around a year or something, and maybe nothing has happened. So well, now what I'm going to do is, I have the copy of the police complaint, and I have the application copy which says that I have lost the import document. Maybe next summers when I come and when I cross the border, I just try to explain to them as to why I had to leave my motorbike for more than 6 months, and hopefully they will understand. And yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. It's right now 5 p.m. and it's the Indian embassy behind me. There's the Indian flag that you can see, and a long day, but most of the time in the police station than in the embassy. And so they said that I will be issued an emergency certificate, but that will only be issued on Monday, because the person who's supposed to issue is on leave today. So yeah, Monday I will be eligible to leave this country and no more an illegal immigrant, I guess. But yeah, it's Friday today, so well, 2 days of, I guess, exploring Ulaanbaatar as of now. I'm here at a central location of Ulaanbaatar. It's called Sukhbatar Square. Around the square there's this building. It's written Mongolian Stock Exchange. Looks a bit small for a stock exchange, but I think that's okay. There's this big Bogd Tower. Must be some hotel, I guess. These other buildings must be also some hotels. This central building, I have no idea what it is. Must be some government building, maybe a parliament, I'll check. And then there is this square, which is the open area. There's a statue of Genghis Khan at the center, and it seems like there is some concert that would happen maybe later in the day or happened yesterday, and there are the skyscrapers around them. So yeah, this is how the Sukhbatar Square looks. So actually it is not a concert, but some cycling event. There are a lot of stalls that are being put, and they have kids cycle, and a lot of kids are riding cycle around. And there are some these innovative tandem cycle, but next to each other, not front and back. This is actually a nice event, like to promote cycling among the kids. This is a good thing. I like what they've been doing here. That's the main statue here. It's obviously a Genghis Khan statue, and this big building is I looked up on Google Map, and it is the Parliament of Mongolia, and there is this big statue of Genghis Khan sitting right in the middle. A quick word about Genghis Khan and Mongolian Empire. So apparently Mongolian Empire was actually the largest empire that ever existed on earth, which I also got to know like in sometime in recent past. So the biggest empire was Mongolian, then it was British, the second biggest, and the third was Russian. So well, Genghis Khan actually has conquered the most amount amount of land in the past, and that makes him probably one of the most powerful rulers of all time. Well, yeah, when it comes to powerful rulers, people maybe think about Lenin or Napoleon or probably Hitler, but I guess the most powerful king ever existed was Genghis Khan. The closer look at the big Genghis Khan statue, there are these two, I guess these are also Genghis Khan on the horses, on the left and the right, and there's the center one is also Genghis Khan, and I think, yeah, it looks pretty magnificent.